The man was on the verge of dying from thirst, yet he couldn't drink the seawater in his hands, because even a single sip made his mind and body feel even more dehydrated. All three of them were drowned in deep despair. There was nothing to eat or drink. It was a pain worse than death. Suddenly, the pilot shouted loudly. The other two quickly turned towards him, thinking something had happened, but he just pulled a pencil out of his pocket. He wanted to use it to draw the map of the sea that was imprinted in his memory. Quickly, he started drawing the map on a life jacket. First the directional lines, then he drew nearby islands inside circles. Then, based on the wind's direction and speed, he guessed their current location. If things went right and they kept drifting southwest, they might find an island nearby. Now, a little hope appeared on all three faces, but the question was, how could they make sure the wind stayed in one direction? The sea's weather could change at any moment. The pilot thought for a while and came up with an idea. He took a rope from the lifeboat and made a simple sea anchor. This way, the boat wouldn't drift in the wrong direction. If the plan worked, they could reach the island in a few days. Now that hope had returned, the three of them became happy like children, but their throats were still dry. So, together, they prayed to God for rain. It seemed a bit silly, but surprisingly, it actually started to rain a little while later. They were overjoyed and started collecting water in whatever containers they had. Then they drank the rainwater to their heart's content. It was the first fresh water they had tasted in 5 days. They got a bit of energy back, but the problem of food remained. Jack had been trying to catch fish for a week, but not a single fish had been caught. It was like the fish were mocking him, coming close to the hook but then swimming away. Jack got angry, took out his knife and thrust it into the water in frustration. But the very next moment, the knife hit something. The pilot scolded him, but suddenly there was a strong pull on the knife. Jack realized it was something big. When they pulled it up, it turned out to be a shark. All three of them worked together to pull it onto the boat, and Jack killed it with the knife. Now they had raw fish to eat. It didn't taste great, but for their hungry stomachs, it was amazing. They stored the leftover fish inside socks, hoping it might help catch more fish later. But they made one mistake. They let the shark's blood flow into the sea. Sharks can smell blood from very far away. Soon, sharks started gathering from all directions. The three of them were frozen with fear, just hoping the sharks would go away. That night, when the sharks were calm, Jack thought of washing his face. But as soon as he put his hand in the water, a shark bit it. Jack screamed, and Tom woke up and immediately fired a shot at the shark. The pilot checked Jack's wound and saw 3 marks on his hand, but luckily it wasn't life-threatening. He wrapped the hand with a handkerchief. After that, they became even more cautious of the sharks. Days passed, and their food kept getting less. Jack tried to catch fish every day but failed. Tom had reached his breaking point. He even thought of ending his life multiple times. Once he even picked up the gun, but Jack stopped him just in time. Tom didn't say anything, but Jack understood everything. And then, he turned the gun toward the pilot, who was fast asleep at that moment.